Good day, grade 7 students. This is Jorge Dagamac Jr., your English teacher.
You know what, my dear students? One of the competences for English 7 and the first quarter of the school year 2020-2021 is use the past and past perfect tenses correctly in varied contexts. So obviously, my tutorial for today is all about simple and past perfect tenses of the verb. We use simple past tense to talk about actions that happened at a specific time in the past. This can be in terms of events in the past that are now finished, situation in the past, and a series of actions in the past. Let's tackle first events in the past that are now finished. For example, my classmates studied about the culture of the Filipinos. Take note with a verb from studies in present tense into studied for past tense. Now class, our verb in the sentence, which is studied, though happened in the past, but it is now finished because I completely stayed the event just today. Next is situation in the past. For example, I lived in Cebu for 10 years. Take note with a verb from live without D in present tense into lived with D in past tense. Now class, our verb in the sentence, which is lived, is a situation in the past. It was done already because I don't live there anymore. And the third one is a series of actions in the past. For example, the Filipinos fought for their freedom, built their country, and stood on their own. Take note with our verbs fought from the present tense fight, built from the present tense build, and stood from the present tense stand. Obviously, they are series because they are actions in the past that are put together in one sentence. Remember the formula for simple past tense. The present verb transforms its spelling by adding D or ED for regular verb and changing the whole spelling for irregular verb. At this point, let's discuss about past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is used when you are talking a completed action before something happened in the past, meaning to say, the first action was completed first before another past action followed. Past perfect tense is formed by writing the word had plus past participle of the verb. Examples are had written, had arrived, had eaten, etc. In a sentence, Julio had arrived at their house before Fidela cooked dinner. Take note, our first verb is had arrived and the second one is cook. Had arrived happened first before cook. Our sentence has two verbs, namely had arrived for past perfect tense and cook for simple past tense. Remember the formula for past perfect tense, had plus past participle of the verb. Do you have any questions? If there's none, let's proceed to our exercise. Are you ready? There in your home, just get a piece of paper and try to answer our activity. Just simply write past tense or past perfect tense depending on the underlined word. Okay? Are you ready? Number 1. The Japanese bombed some Philippine military installations in 1941. 2. The secretary had called the president before he talked to the soldiers. Number 3. The Japanese declared war during the Pearl Harbor incident. Number 4. The Filipinos and Americans failed to protect the country from powerful Japanese invaders. And number 5. General MacArthur called President Quezon after he had arrived at the place. Now class, let's answer. Okay, let's go back to number 1, bombed. The answer is simple past. Number 2, had called. The answer is past perfect tense. Number 3, declared. The answer is simple past. Number 4, failed. The answer is simple past. And number 5, had arrived. The answer is past perfect tense. Are all your answers correct? If that is so, very good and congratulations.
Thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you have learned a lot from this simple video tutorial. Goodbye and God bless you all.